La la.
Sometimes I wait for you to start the thing.
Because you don't know what I'm gonna do.
Because usually I just repeat the last thing you said before we go live.
A boom, boom,
So,
boom, boom, boom.
you know.
What strange creatures bunnies are.
A boom, 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 boom.
Boom. Hello. Hi, folks.
Hola, buenvenidos.
If we didn't see you yesterday, happy 2024.
Indeed.
Whoa! Flower of August, thank you so much for the subscription.
Cheers.
That's gonna go towards buying a new mic.
Oh, yeah, right. Not a person named Michael, just to be very clear. A new microphone.
No, a new microphone. Thank you for that distinction.
You may have, you may notice here that we're using the other microphone
Which was
in the
originally
house.
my microphone, and
Correct,
then became
yes,
your
correct.
microphone, and it's now back to...
That's
He
correct,
did.
yeah.
He did. It was only a matter of time.
I mean, it was his originally, so I
Yeah. It's been...
It's his to eat, you know?
Yeah, that is how that goes.
Classic John.
Today we're
Hi.
doing something a little bit different from our
Whoa.
typical Drew crew, because we could start another book, which famously is going to be The Flying Saucer Mystery.
Guys, I love aliens, and this is Nancy and Ned on horseback, it looks like, so I'm
Yeah,
jazzed.
runaway horses, deadly snakes, lovable old naturalist.
A lovable old naturalist.
But we are not starting this today.
No.
Why? Because we're gonna miss next week. We're gonna miss the following week. We're probably gonna miss the following week. There's
That's a lot
gonna
of
be
Saturdays.
several weeks off of Drew Crew, so we figured starting a new book, only to take many breaks, was maybe not wise. So instead, we are doing tier ranking.
Whoa!
Yay!
Create a single-use tier list.
Create a single-use tier list. The options on the website were like, you can either create a single-use one if you feel like this is a niche list, or you can create a public one if you feel like this template could be useful to other people.
Oh, I
was like,
don't think so.
I'm pretty sure no one else in the history of humanity has ever or will ever want to make this again.
To be fair,
Yeah.
everyone's watching, so there are people who are interested in this.
This
tier
is
ranking.
true, but would they want to make their own list?
Oh God, I mean, possibly. I don't know. So when you say we're making a tier list, like,
Yeah.
of what? What are we doing?
Okay, so we are ranking Nancy Drew villains and their plans. We are going through every book that we have read thus far, and we are going to put the villains and their dastardly schemes into one of these categories.
Ah.
Let's read off the categories, shall we? So, top tier, this is the best of the best. Objectively perfect plans thwarted by Nancy's main character syndrome.
It would have worked
Yeah.
if it wasn't for you darn kids.
It would have worked if it wasn't for you darn kids, or like it even would have worked despite Nancy, but the book had to bend over backwards
Right,
to make
sure.
sure that Nancy would become victorious. So, circumstance, bad luck,
Yep.
like something like that. But otherwise, like their plan was pretty rock solid.
Yeah, for sure.
Then A tier is points for drama. So like maybe your plan is a little unhinged, but by golly is it dramatic. It is extra. There's elegance. There's just, it's memorable.
Chutzpah.
There's
There's
chutzpah.
chutzpah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you know what? Like, you tried and we appreciate it. B tier is equal parts brains and buffoonery. Your good ideas and your bad ideas cancel each other out, making you evilly neutral.
Okay. Neutral evil.
Neutral evil.
Got it.
C is Yawn Burger with a side of snores. The real
Wow.
ones from Magic School Bus. Get it? That is just, it's boring. We barely remember anything that you did. Whether it was a good plan or a bad plan, it was an unmemorable plan,
Yeah.
which means it ranks C.
I'm unfortunately anticipating a good chunk
Oh, yeah.
in the C tier, guys. 'Cause
Absolutely.
there's a lot of, famously I don't have a particularly good photographic memory anyway, but more so even when we review what happened in the book, we'll be like, oh, you were trying to find some treasure. You tried to stop Nancy. Like,
Yep.
nothing exciting happened, you know?
Orangia wants to nominate the cat book for A tier.
Okay.
This is, okay, put a pin in that because, yes, I do have something that I need to say about this. The last tier is D tier, paying a child 25 cents to run Nancy over with a skateboard. We remember you, but for the wrong reasons. We remember you for being a dumbass, for being an idiot. Like it's so stupid and incomprehensible.
Yeah.
That you have nowhere to go but the D's nuts tier. Oh
boy.
Orange U wants to nominate the cat book for A tier. Hey, viewers at home. I have a very bad memory for a lot of these books, so we need you to fight for them.
Oh.
As we make our way through the books, maybe there's one that we don't remember so well, but you remember very well, or specific instances that you're like, this deserves to be here. I want to see fighting, scratching, snarling in the chat.
I don't. What?
Debates.
God.
Passionate pleas. Whispered repetitions. Okay? We're only going to make this tier list proper and scholarly if we do it together.
With violence.
With violence.
I feel like you just undercut your last.
She's
You want everyone
for the
to fight.
shower, but
you wanted everyone to fight, but now you want everyone together.
Exactly. Indeed. Violence together.
Flower asks if we are doing them in the order we read them.
Absolutely
yes.
not. Because
not in the order we read them. Sorry, no.
Scott.
Chronological order of publishing.
Yeah, this is in the order of publishing because I cannot remember the order we read them, and that is that.
That is correct.
Also need to do a shout out to... Whoa! Hello, Aragwin. You're not who I'm shouting out, but we are greeting you. Hello. Shout out to Kate, who made an incredible Google Sheets doc of all the Nancy Drew books with links to the wikis and a drop-down menu of whether we've streamed them or not, and a little section for notes, and like she just took it upon herself to make it, and it's incredible because of course it is. And really helped compile this and
this has indeed been
order,
very useful. Yeah,
yes,
I agree.
Shall we begin?
Yes.
Is there anything else we need to say?
Just that I hope Aragwen enjoyed Wicked. I bet she did. Of B for buffoonery. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, and I think we are ready.
This is great. So the first one we're going to start with is the one that started it all, The Secret of the Old Clock. Now, my notes say, keep other potential heirs away so they can get the entire inheritance.
Because, the real will is missing.
This guy dies, and they can't find his will, so some relatives, like, basically claim that they get everything, and they keep all of the other potential heirs away.
I feel like
and then the actual will is in an old clock.
Yeah, they might have forged the previous, like, the will, or they might have just been named.
Or they had an old will and it was revised or something like that.
Okay. So... Okay, what can we say about this? I also remember a couple of little details.
Okay,
I remember this is the book that had the country ladies that we thought Nancy was like kind of into, but that's not villainous.
No, exactly. This is it. We have to remember that.
The first thing that happens in this book, though. Sorry to interrupt.
A girl almost gets
run over by a truck.
Indeed.
On a cliffside or something. Like,
correct.
I think.
Well, Mr. Books.
Oh, Mr. Books.
Scott has another task this stream as Mr. Books. We have as many hard copies as we were able to compile.
Charming cover for The Secret of the Old Clock.
And so we are also going to be skimming through.
Well, I'm not going to skim too much here. The Crowley clock at last! Nancy screams. Oh man, it starts Nancy Drew, an attractive girl of 18. It's unbelievable.
Goddamn.
The child lost her... No, the child was like, lost her balance and fell over a cliffside.
But that was because a moving truck sped by her. They were stealing furniture. Don't you remember that?
I do.
That was like another level to the villainous plot.
This is pretty good. This is a pretty good... It's like B+, I think.
Yeah, I would say like they, hey, you've got a will. Where there's a will, there's a way, and when there's no will, sometimes there's even more of a way. Reasonable. Well,
I don't even really remember who they are, but like...
they're two hoity-toity, little bitchy ladies. Do you remember Nancy meets them in a store and they're mean to the sales associate?
No, I do not, but that's hilarious.
Oh, it was great.
That's really funny.
It was very good.
There's the thieves. Okay, I'm just flipping, so this is not particularly useful here. But, yeah, anyway, I mean, the plot was convoluted, but the criminal's plot was pretty good.
Yeah, I would also go with B, equal parts brains and buffoonery. I've seen a few people mention that. Or divide. Oh no, we're not dividing them equally, Crosshair.
Good
it's
lord.
it's as where they deserve to go.
Yeah,
they will
as
go.
we determine.
I agree. I think it's equal parts brains and buffoonery.
Yeah.
If you ask me, the real villain of the story was Josiah Crawley, who hid his will in a clock.
In a clock, yeah. Just, I guess, probably because he didn't trust his relatives.
I
Which
mean,
really,
can you blame him?
Well, no, but like, I mean, that's a you problem. That's not a Nancy Drew problem.
Brains and buffoonery. There
All
it
right,
is. Isn't that
love it.
satisfying? Drag and drop. The old drag and drop. Next, we have the hidden staircase.
Ooh.
Okay. Here's a book that I forgot what happened in it, but it's actually a lot cooler than you may remember. So, Nancy Drew's dad is involved in some kind of railway. There's like a railroad plot.
That's that book?
I think so.
Where the dad disappears for like half the book.
Yeah.
And we're like,
So
is
he's
he dead?
kidnapped.
Holy
A
shit.
runaway truck almost takes them out. When
I
they're in the
remember
train
that.
yard.
Yeah.
They're faking a ghost. They make like chandeliers rattle on their own.
Love
There's two
that.
big mansions close to each other.
Yes.
One that's really run down.
Yes.
And another that's owned by either Nancy's relative or just an old woman that they know. And there's like a passageway connecting them. Mr. Drew is kidnapped and stuffed into the passageway. So he's like... So there's a lot of shit going on there. I would also be inclined to put this in A category.
So
it's very dramatic.
One of the I think it's a villain, but I just want to point out here the guy. What's his name? Nancy asked. Willie Wharton. Willie Wharton.
Oh, Willie Wharton.
You see how much you're needed at Twin Elms? Won't you please go out there and help with me and help me solve the mystery of the ghost?
Yeah.
Aunt Rosemary.
Yeah. Oh, it's Helen's Aunt Rosemary.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
This was back when Helen was a thing.
Yeah, and then Helen got offed or something.
This is an easy A
easy
tier.
Yeah.
Easy. Although I want to reread this actually.
Honestly, anytime someone fakes a ghost, I'm very tempted to put it in A tier because it's so dramatic.
Love that.
It's just, oh man. Okay, so points for drama.
Points for drama.
Also, you kidnapped Nancy's dad rather than Nancy,
That's
which is
pretty
like,
strong.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Okay, next we have the bungalow mystery. Okay, this is another one of the people are after an inheritance, but these people pose as a young girl's guardians to get her inheritance.
Okay.
They tie up her real guardian in a bungalow basement.
Oh my god.
Then they make the heiress do house chores like Cinderella, and they keep her in a locked room. And they also lock Nancy in a closet at one point.
Wait, so if this is the locked in a closet one, is this the one where Nancy and Helen are at camp?
I think
Because she
so.
leaves camp on a boat, doesn't tell anyone where
and
she's
I might
going.
need help with that because that's what I remember.
This ring was Mother's favorite.
And yeah, the girl's name is Laura.
The end of a cane crashed on her head.
Mm. Oh no, she's not in a closet. She's in the basement.
Oh, this is a different
Classic.
book then. Maybe. Dowd, Laura.
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
That is the one I think where Nancy has to like keep lighting matches to like try to burn through her bonds.
Damn.
Her escape is pretty badass, but how badass is the villain plot?
I mean, I do like the sort of the chutzpah of we're gonna pretend to be someone's living relatives, even though they're alive and could totally call us out, but we're gonna like keep them locked away. That's pretty good.
I do think that they really screwed themselves over by being mean to
A classic.
to Laura, the heiress. Like, mistreating her caused her to reach out to Nancy for help. Like, she at one point calls Nancy and she's like, they've locked me away in a room. Like,
oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say equal parts brains and buffoonery. The plan is kind of interesting, but they really, like, they didn't need to be rude about it.
Some buffoonery.
Like, yeah, you're gonna, like, kidnap someone, tie them up. Did you have to be so rude about it?
Exactly. For Flower, yes. Helen Corning is Nancy's friend before Bess and George exist in this universe for some reason. The book here says she's dark-haired and petite. She thinks we're in for a cloudburst and Twin Lakes is as rough as the ocean in a storm. Nancy asks, are there life preservers aboard? And Helen says no. And that must have been the beginning of this book, because
Yeah, Laura saves them from a capsized boat. Helen can't swim.
a tremendous log was floating directly in the path of the motorboat.
Indeed, Osab, it was a good plan foiled by buffoonish execution. It wasn't really Nancy that thwarted them, it was their own buffoonery. Good plan, but they were not the ones to carry it out.
Oh. Okay, yeah, got it.
Next we have...
It's, you know where it's going.
Oh, reliable. Lilac Inn.
Okay, it's going...
The mystery at Lilac Inn.
The problem is the way that you've written these tier lists, it
Yeah.
can't go straight to S tier. But it has to be an S tier because it's Lilac Inn. This is the most...
It's definitely going to be S or A for me.
Yeah.
Because...
Yes, go ahead.
Because so much goes down in this fucking book. Like,
Also,
here
if I
we
may,
are.
Look at this
Look
cover.
at this.
Look at this cover!
It's quite stylish.
It's so good.
We've got
Okay.
people impersonating Nancy and stealing her charge plate.
Strong move.
While Nancy is out of town. So she's racking up all of these fraud charges in River Heights while she's out of town.
At the Lilac Inn, or wherever.
Elegance. They're after jewels. They're after some jewels. There's a fake ghost. There's a cottage bomb. There's a harpoon going through Nancy's camera.
Yeah.
There's a fake shark.
Yeah.
There's a submarine kidnapping. A fire on the submarine. Then they try to fool Daddy Drew by pretending to be Nancy. They want revenge on Mr. Drew. They want money. They want jewels. They have a lot of goals. This is also a little criminal-like group.
Yeah.
There's so many crew.
I feel like they stole like military equipment. Like, I don't know. We were like, where'd they get the submarine? And then I feel like it's like, oh, they stole it from the U.S. Navy or something. It's like a river sub. This is absolute insanity.
It's
book.
really unhinged. But how good is the plan? Because I don't remember what they wanted. They wanted jewels, and they were stealing
She picked
military
up
stuff.
2 tubes of lipstick choked with glittering diamonds.
Damn.
So, quite literally, I believe the plan was jam some diamonds in a tube of lipstick and hope it's okay. Why do you need a submarine for this plan? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Red Juber says for dumbassity it can't be topped.
it really can't. There was a stock of valuable electronics parts that Frank Logan had stolen from the missile base.
Okay, so they were stealing from a missile base.
Yeah.
They were stealing inherited jewels.
Yeah.
And other jewels. And Nancy's charge plate.
I don't know why. This is
so
insanity. I mean, it's just. I'm trying to sort of get through here really quick.
Of course,
but,
yeah.
I also learned electronics parts were being stolen from shops and factories in the region. The thieves were using a different stolen car or truck each time for their getaway and then abandoning it. That's
They stole
an awful
so
lot of
many things.
It's
They love stealing
how
things.
is this not S tier if you're essentially pulling off a Dr. Evil level plan?
I would say it has to be S tier. And not because... I don't know. It just kind of has to be. It...
Because
they were running this also successfully for a long time, which I think deserves some props.
Yeah, well, and so many... I mean, you know, their plans to get rid of Nancy were unhinged. But I will actually say this as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to trying to eliminate Nancy, most people are just like, let's let gravity do the work. Let's let water do the work. These guys were like, I'm going to shoot a harpoon in her face. Like literally,
Yeah, they did legitimately
I'm going to blow
try.
her up in a cottage. Like, they tried to kill her multiple times.
Red Juber says crooks that love to dabble, they couldn't focus.
Oh.
It's true. They were spreading themselves very
Yeah,
thin.
you can't. Just because a crook has ADHD, okay? It's
They're
nothing to do
They're
with...
just a crew with ADHD, okay?
I just can't believe this is book 4 in the series. There's
know.
like 3, like, yeah, Nancy Drew, and then this madness.
This gives me essence of like, we think it's going to be the last season of a show, so the writers are throwing all their remaining ideas at it. Like, let's do it.
Absolutely.
I think we should put this in S tier. We can always change our minds later,
Yeah,
but
I don't think we're gonna
I
need
just
I truly
hits
do
me
not
to my
believe we're going
core.
to need to.
Right, perfect. Next we have Secret of Shadow Ranch.
Ooh.
I have as a note Phantom Horse, Thieves in a Cave.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yep. Great. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Drama for the horse.
There was also that there was a woman whose dad had gone missing, and the dad was an artist, right? And he had like lost his memory or some shit. I just saw missing artist. Here,
Oh
and I
yeah,
remember.
that was Shadow Ranch, wasn't
It
it?
was a lot. Mr. Thurmond. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember what they were trying to do. What's nice about Nancy Drew books is I can usually go to the penultimate chapter and someone just lays out the entire plot.
Wasn't Shadow Ranch the thing with Dirk Valentine? Do you remember the outlaw? The outlaw?
Dirk Valentine! I do remember
the
that.
outlaw who, like, was writing letters to the sheriff's daughter or something?
God. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not saying that had anything to do with the villain plot, but I feel like it featured too. I will say, aside from the horse, I don't remember anything. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's Yawnburger. Can we give Yawnburger to someone who tried to fake a ghost horse?
No, I really don't think so.
Okay, but what else did they have to their plan? I don't know.
Without my brains, you'd be nowhere. So there's a bunch of fighting cowboys. I do remember this because I had like 8 cowboy voices in this book.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
I think either C or B, honestly. Brains and Buffoonery or Yawnburger with a side of snores.
I just can't remember.
Unless you think it merits A tier for the ghost horse.
I don't. I definitely don't. I'd throw it in...
You think B? Brains and Buffoonery?
No, I'll throw it in.
They weren't very smart.
I just don't remember. Ghost Town up in the mountain? Yeah, I remember that. But what
did that have to do with the villains? This is the problem.
It's always jewels. They're always after the jewels.
Always after jewels.
But like...
I'm Yawnburger.
Throw it in there.
Yeah, Yawnburger. No one can remember. No one's fighting for it in chat. That's it. It's done. Next. Redgate Farm. Now, this was the one with the cult.
I do love a good cult. Okay.
Oh,
that's a rough first sentence.
This is the one that had the cult near Redgate Farm.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's all I got. They were counterfeiters. They were passing counterfeit money.
What? Why? Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. That's what they were doing.
Oh.
And Nancy, I think Bess and George infiltrated the cult.
Yeah, they were in disguise.
They were
that
in
was
disguise,
pretty sweet. I
but
remember
that again had nothing to do with the villains. Now, I will give them points. You pretend to be a nature cult. Most people are probably going to steer clear of you.
For
so,
sure.
like, if you're trying to disguise some shady business dealings, no one wants anything to do with a cult. So that I'll give you points for that.
Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, they're called a syndicate in the book, which is pretty cool.
Syndicate?
I guess. But I'm just like, yeah, I don't know.
I would say Brains and Buffoonery. They're neutral. I don't know. They weren't really doing much of anything.
No. Secret Service agents, stay where you are.
Don't
move!
That was the one where they were all passing out wads, where they were all taking out their wads in the gas station. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Also, like, come on, they're just like, I've got counterfeit bills. Let's just start spending it like on donuts and ice cream
not
bars.
How that works. Yeah, follow the arrow to Redgate Farm. See the mysterious cavern used by counterfeiters. Admission 50 cents. Someone immediately started trying to profit off of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brains and Buffoonery.
Okay. Some buffoonery.
Yeah. Next up, we have...
Whoa, what the hell is this cover?
Oh, we didn't do that one.
Shit.
Mysterious Letter is the next one.
Number 8. Okay. Nancy
I
voguing on the
already
cover.
know what I want to put this one as.
Okay, what happens?
It's the Lonely Hearts Club scam. So Nancy gets a letter intended for a different Nancy Drew saying that she'd inherited something. The bag of money gets stolen, or the bag of mail gets stolen
Okay.
by the mailman's brother.
Did I read this with you? This doesn't sound like something I read with you, unfortunately. Especially because what I also see there as a note, I don't remember that, and I feel like I would.
You don't remember Nancy being chloroformed in an airport bathroom?
I remember that from, there was acid in the...
Yeah, there was the
Italy
acid
one?
attack in,
Was it Italy? No. They were flying... They were
it
going
was with
like...
Pietro, yeah.
Pietro. No, that was the clown.
Oh shit,
Pietro
that was
the clown.
Ringmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing happened several times. Yawnburger. It was so lame.
That's so tragic.
Nancy was chloroformed in an airport bathroom, and she was run over by a kid on a sled, but that had nothing to do with the villains. That was funny.
What do you mean? It had nothing to do with the village. She just got run over by a sled? I saw something here about Nancy and Ned leaping out of the way of a speeding car, but that's not that exciting, I suppose.
No, it was so boring.
Good, Yawnburger it is.
Yawnburger
I wasn't
with a
there,
side
so
of
how
sauce.
exciting could it have been, really?
Next we have Broken Locket.
Okay, we're officially out of the first 10
Uh-oh.
collection here. All right, tell me about that one, Liz.
So I believe this was the origin story of the murder log and also the murder rock that got thrown through a window. I think they both happened in the same one. Maybe not. They were impersonating a woman named Cecily Curtis. There was a ghost ship. They kidnapped twins and made them train for a circus, and they were cheating a pop star out of his royalty payments. Another classic case of the villains spreading themselves very thin.
Yeah. So if this is the book with the ghost ship, the murder log, and the twins that are being trained for the circus.
And remember, they were looking for a bird statue.
What I remember is that all of those things happened, but the crux of the plan was there's old Confederate gold underneath a lawn flamingo, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the book, which is like, what are you doing?
It was... So does that mean we give them D tier because they really went way too far with a somewhat meh goal anyway? Or do we give them points for drama because they tried to force twins to join the circus?
I'm always in I'm always in favor of points for drama. Like the Lilac Inn crew. They're faking a ghost, they're blowing up Nancy, they've got a sub in a river, like all of these things. This is insanity. These people don't have the same means.
No.
Because they're looking for treasure.
Correct.
But like, this guy, I gotta appreciate their hustle. They were like, if this whole crime thing doesn't work out, I'll sell these children into service with the circus.
I mean, I guess.
That's awful.
So would you give them points for drama?
Oh, God.
Or brains and buffoonery?
It's just so insane.
It is. I don't know.
No, you know what? No, these are harebrained schemes. They're going in D tier.
Like...
These people are absolutely out of control.
Oh, Aragorn thinks A for sure. All right, I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm interested. Does anybody want to fight for Broken Locket? To be anywhere but D tier.
Insanity. Like, pure buffoonery.
Red Juber said they had a rock in one hand and a Molotov cocktail in the other, and they threw the wrong one.
Nancy Drew.
Flower of August is pitching B. Aragorn just repeats
Locket.
Circus Twins, which is a fair argument.
I'm just going to see if I can get a slightly bigger plot synopsis, but probably
Good luck. And remember not to read the 1934 version too closely, because there's revisions. Oh, boy.
A ghostly launch appears on a nearby lake, and 2 twin children are missing. Twin children. Okay, anyway, yeah. The mysterious Pudding Stone Launch.
Pudding!
So stupid. Nancy and Bess are invited to a party at Blair's estate, Jolly Folly. What the fuck is going on? What is this? What is this? I don't know what any of this is. They see a mysterious woman come up to the twins' carriage and kiss them. They're running after the thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, this is weird. I do remember how he juggled the toddler. Oh, it's gotta go in the A or the B tier.
I will allow it in A tier.
Yes. Okay, cool. Something's gonna go in the D tier, guys. Well, we already know what specifically, but hopefully something else as well.
All right. Next up, we have the Whispering Statue.
Now, I definitely wasn't here for this one.
The
I hear about it all
only
the
thing I remember about this one is that the villain stuffs Nancy in a statue. That might be a good enough reason for me to put it in A tier.
time. Really?
Because of all the ways they've tried to get rid of her, sealing her in a statue is pretty iconic.
But what else happens in this book? Like, why is it whispering because she's in it, or like?
No, it turned out to be a trick of the wind. But she ends up pretending to whisper by standing behind it and going.
I'm sorry. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That the title of the book is just like, it was just the wind.
Pretty much.
That's the dumbest thing.
Do we not have Whispering Statue?
I don't think so.
Oh, it might be there. Mr. Books, quick. You're our only hope.
No, although I do see a lot of my old favorites here.
Oh, that was the one with the sailboat race.
What?
Yeah.
The statue known as the Whispering Girl bears an uncanny resemblance to Nancy. Okay, that's weird. Nancy decides to keep the terrier, dubbing him Togo. is when the dog exists.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just quickly skimming here, guys. This is awful. Can I read this?
Yeah.
This edition of the novel is considered one of the most ragged, overpopulated, and coincidence-heavy of the series. It does, however, introduce the enduringly popular Togo, who has become a mainstay in the series after. The book is full of atypically harsh episodes, including a man who beats Togo cruelly, apparent elder and child abuse, and some saucy behavior by Nancy herself.
That's before the rewrites.
It is perhaps the book most extensively overhauled for the reissue.
Okay, is sealing Nancy in a statue to die enough to put it anywhere other than the D tier, or is it just D tier?
I wasn't there, so I don't think I should actually have the deciding vote.
I want to see if anyone's going to fight for it. Is that the one where the girl's boat sank? Maybe Osab? I don't know.
Like a little sailboat, maybe? I wasn't here. I really
don't remember. Know. Man, that was another age.
Just scrolling down a little bit here.
I believe they were selling someone's statues.
Oh, like a dishonest sculptor,
pocketing the profits or some shit. I
hope I didn't close that tab. No, I didn't. Okay. Miss Morse. Oh, that's the 30s. The first mystery concerns a valuable collection of rare books.
Yeah. Oh.
Someone's commissioned a reputable art dealer to sell them, but she now suspects the man is a swindler. The second mystery involves the baffling theft of a beautiful marble statue, which is thought to whisper. She becomes an undercover employee of the dealer with the alias Debbie Limbrook.
Oh, yeah! Okay. Maybe it should go in C, because it's more boring than idiotic.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. I mean, it sounds good to me.
My mom was a fan.
Well,
there's a lot
that's gotta be worth something.
Very well. I will put it in B. Equal parts brains and buffoonery.
There you go.
Points for the statue. And
points against for everything else. Yeah.
Decisions otherwise. Tapping heels.
Why? This is straight to the top, baby. Sorry.
All right.
No, tell me.
But here's the thing.
Right, I need to get it.
Tapping heels was good despite the villains,
Correct.
not because of the villains.
This is correct.
Because tapping heels, remember that the person who was tapping was not actually one of the bad guys.
This is correct.
It was the guy living in the basement who had done nothing wrong. And the cat, it's like the villains were after his inheritance.
Yeah.
And they were living next door.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they started stealing cats. That was where their plan started to unravel.
Well, their plan... sorry, you're right. And what I remember about the cats, though, is that they went and, like... They stole cats, beautiful Persian cats or whatever from the madam, and then went to a cat show, and they were like, $10, you know, like... Yeah. They were just trying to be like, make a quick buck off of a cat that they clearly didn't know anything about. Insanity.
It is.
I mean, this is some grade D buffoonery.
I mean, I would be inclined to agree. However, Orangia was fighting for it. She was fighting for it to be in the drama category.
Drama.
I mean, stealing cats is pretty dramatic.
This is also the book. There's like Mrs. Beeling and the Woonton estate.
Oh, yeah.
There's that actor who, like, she's an actor, and then she's dating that other old man who, like, they used to be in a play together or whatever. Like, all of this shit is the same book. Insanity.
I just don't, like, they could have stolen the cats and then tried to resell them in a different town. Like,
but literally, they went to the nearest cat show, and they were like, here you go. Like,
this is it, Ellie Spot. I remember that, and it's amazing. But the stuff that made the book great were not because of the villains. This is the problem. Like, all of the great stuff about Tapping Heels were like the Nancy dancing in a charity show and then tapping out her business card at the end of the story, and a soldier being like, iconic. I got a case for you. And like the cats, and Bess being forced to sleep in a cold garage with a bunch of cats. Like,
suddenly, Nancy decided to try something new. She waved to the orchestra leader not to play the music again.
Oh my God.
Then she began to tap. The audience listened attentively, puzzled looks on their faces. Many of them caught on to the fact the tapping sounded like a coded message, but could not decipher it. Actually, she was tapping out, "If anyone can read this, tell me if you have a mystery for me to solve."
That must have taken so long to tap out.
A young soldier stood up and waved an arm. "You were tapping in code, and I know what you said." He repeated her question. "I have one. It's the mystery of the brass-bound trunk." Which is hilarious, of course, because brass-bound trunk is them coming back from Holland, so it has nothing to do with this guy at all.
It's
like, at all.
It has not. You're right. Oh,
anyway,
God.
insanity.
Okay.
This is just...
Can I launch a poll or something?
Yeah, you can.
I forget how. Do you remember how?
I do it through Steam Labs, OBS.
Oh, no.
Which if you don't have, it's fine.
Okay. We're gonna do the old manual counting poll, because I don't want to start a poll. Vote 1 if you think that the villains should be in the A tier for drama. Okay? Vote 2. Actually, no. Just vote the color, the letter that you think it should apply to.
Yeah,
A, B, C, or D. I refuse to put it in S. I'm vetoing that.
I'm with Ellie Spot on this one.
D.
A tier book, D tier villains.
Ellie Spot, I completely agree. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone's voting. We got some votes for D. We got a vote for E. D's nuts.
It's coming along for sure.
Here we go.
Best Place Cupid. Best Place Cupid. Oh, between Miss Carter and Mr. Simpson. That's right.
All right. We've got a couple of
It's done.
we've got a couple of votes for
I'd
D.
honestly
We're
throw it in
putting it in the D tier. Our first D tier, and no, it will not be the last.
He also threw someone. Someone got hit in the head. I remember. Okay.
Next up, Brass Bound Trunk,
Oh right.
which we definitely have there.
Well, actually, sorry. Am I wrong though? Is this the one?
This is the one with the finger language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the soldier in the audience.
No,
and
it
blah,
didn't.
Blah 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 blah. Okay.
So these villains were smuggling jewels in a false bottom of a brass bound trunk.
Correct.
Which accidentally is the same trunk as Nancy's, so they get switched. And there's disguises
It also
and
happens to have her initials on it.
yeah. There's oh god. It is prototype.
They do
D tier,
two
it's true.
things that puts them immediately in the D tier. One is they pay a child 25 cents to run Nancy over with a
They
skateboard.
literally do. It's
The other thing, which I just
unhinged.
remembered because I saw a picture, is they
Oh yeah, they throw them overboard.
they invite the girls to 10-minute consecutive dates so they can throw them overboard one by one. Meet me at 9, 9:10, 9:20, and they were gonna throw them overboard one by one.
It was so close to being a good plan, but the way they
Such a
executed
are you
it.
literally writing over a time.
No, but I mean like throwing them overboard. That could be a good plan.
Well,
Lost at sea. They weren't
Two of them
expecting them
almost
to be
died.
Olympic level swimmers who could swim back to an ocean liner.
yeah, no, I mean that's fair.
Oh
it also doesn't.
man.
Yeah, stop the boat. Like it's not a thing.
Yes.
Exactly. Crosshair's correct. They had no plan to get past customs. They were just like, oh my god, yeah, on napkins. Anyway, it's
It was so dumb.
Get out of it. Like,
So
get out of town.
so dumb.
Love that book.
Next, another ship one, the Wooden Lady.
Oh,
Which I know what I'm voting for this one.
what happens in it, Liz?
Exactly.
Wow, straight up and down.
There's one big win that the Wooden Lady has, and that is the Crow.
Ah, that crow! Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
The crow is in Wooden Lady.
The Crow is in Wooden
Whoa.
Lady. There's also they're trying to figure out who owns this ship. Mr. Drew is involved in he's like the lawyer for a guy who like has been living on the ship, but now maybe the ship's gonna get taken away from him
Because he can't prove he owns it, despite I think he like right? He has the ownership papers, but the guy's like, those aren't real, and he's like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, guess I don't own it anymore. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, who does?
So they wanted the Wooden Lady because that would somehow prove what year the ship had been made or who owned it or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a ship fire and someone stole cake.
There's also that guy who owns the ship knowingly allowed 5 teens with very little sailing experience to sail his schooner
This is true.
around a bay, which
he was the real villain of the
he
story.
truly was insane.
Yeah, they set fire to a ship to cover up the cake theft. The Crow is one of the most iconic villains that has ever existed in Nancy Drew, so I feel like that has to be recognized.
I agree.
Murder Thumbs.
Yeah. I mean, can we talk about that for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
A man who was breaking into the Marvin's household. he has thumbs that can like knock people unconscious.
Yeah.
But he goes by the alias The Crow. Like, can we just talk about that? I mean, there's nothing to talk about. It's incredible. No, exactly. Like, what are you even on about?
Shiny.
I love it.
But, yeah.
But then, he was in league, I guess, with like old redhead Grizzle McGee.
Oh yeah, Grizzleface is what they called him. They
Grizzleface.
literally called him Grizzleface.
Forgot about that.
Okay, I'm going with drama then.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
All right, Book. You didn't deserve it, but the Crow did. So
The Crow.
there you are, A tier.
Yeah, Nancy remembered him after seeing him once at a gas station like 5 years ago or whatever. It's insanity. Yeah. Okay.
Next up, we have the mystery at the ski jump.
Okay.
And I will fight
tooth and nail
for my ranking of this one.
What's
Murder
very
of
good,
Crows,
Osam.
Murder Thumbs. Let's see what you did there.
No, but really, like, why thumbs and crow? Like, what's going on? Anyway, okay. Tell me about the mystery at the ski jump.
There is a woman named Mitzi Channing.
Great.
Who is swindling people.
Love
She's
it.
very elegantly dressed,
Okay.
and she's swindling people, selling stolen fur and stocks.
Yes.
She also dupes Hannah Gruen. Hannah buys her shit, buys her wares. And I think she leaves money in a snowman at one point, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
She's a woman of the world, or at least New York and Montreal, because that's part of the places where the mystery goes.
I'm sorry to everyone who this will offend, but the world. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
She's elegant. She's glamorous.
Yeah.
Nancy has a really hard time catching her.
Yeah.
She's like got some goons that she like, bosses around. At one point they almost run Nancy over in a car, I think. But like she has a very like wide-reaching network of scams.
And as Osab points out, I believe either she or someone impersonates Nancy in a store, probably by either stealing her charge plate or...
she did impersonate Nancy.
Oh,
I got
there
that
you go.
in the notes.
She seems good. Seems great, actually.
I believe she would have gotten away with it if she wasn't in a Nancy Drew book.
Do we know why she was caught?
She's giving S energy. I think she should be an S tier.
The ski guy and Nancy, who were on a date, they ended up figure skating together. Yeah. And like, did they catch her out because she's an ex-figure skater or something? Anyway, for sure it's S tier. Like,
she had a really good system.
Yeah.
And Nancy just bumbled into it. Also, if I recall, Nancy didn't even catch her at the end. Like, the police caught her and informed Nancy later.
I mean, that sounds
I was reading
right.
Amazon reviews of the book, and one person was like, the ending is totally, like, it's such a letdown. Nancy doesn't even catch the crook. And I was like, excellent. I'm voting for S tier on it.
In the climax of the mystery, she's kidnapped and left bound and gagged inside a locked cabin.
Brilliant.
Her friends are able to rescue her in the 11th hour.
Fabulous.
Anyway, done. Easy peasy.
S tier. Bada
No
bing, bada boom.
problem.
Very pleased. The next one I cannot wait to talk about is the clue. Oh wait, the clue of the velvet mask.
Ooh.
Do you remember that one?
Kind of. People are going around. So there's a gang of people who are going around robbing homes.
Yeah.
During parties by turning out the lights and then breaking in and stealing shit.
Correct.
Which, I mean, if you're gonna break in, like, at least do a Harry and Marv and, like, check out the neighborhood, learn the schedule of things.
Oh yeah, because that worked out so well for them.
It would have!
All right,
if it weren't for that meddling kid!
If it weren't for Kevin's main character
and
syndrome.
Marv's idiocy of being the wet bandits. Whatever, fine, doesn't matter. But, like, yeah.
Do you remember that they arranged their thefts by writing like dates and codes inside the velvet masks?
No, but that's amazing. Okay.
They were like passing messages through a costume rental shop.
Costume rental, I forgot about that. Yeah. But like, I don't know, they're robbing rich people of things.
George was also hardcore drugged.
What do you mean?
George was drugged.
How?
I don't know.
Oh god.
She was just drugged at a party.
Awful.
And started like hallucinating.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty intense.
It was.
It doesn't sound very
it's
good,
not
though,
a great plan But I mean, robbing people at a fancy party is a decent plan, but then they just also made some idiotic decisions. So I would go with A or B personally.
Yeah. Clue of the Velvet Mask. I'm just curious, of course. Hey, what's up, reading?
Hi, reading.
River Heights, yada yada. I'm just looking at the Nancy's hair color is changed to Titian. Okay, great.
Do it, Flower August.
Oh my god.
Costume shop rental message.
Nice. Leitner events, the Leitner Company, nearly suffocated by a pair of evil crooks. They rent wigs. Yeah, you're right. Under the influence of hypnotic, mind-altering drugs. George is threatened. Awful.
A lot of bad shit goes down for poor
Pretty
George
intense.
over the course of these books.
Oh, man. And Ned Nickerson is prominently featured as a true partner in crime solving.
God.
This is pretty intense. I mean, I don't know. It's intense. It's not, like, the worst.
Are we still hiccuping, folks? Are we back?
I don't think people think we left necessarily. Oh, good.
Better now.
Good.
Okay. Just some buffer. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah.
Ned Heavy. Doesn't sound good.
I think drama because they're at parties. I don't know. Or
You don't sound very convinced.
No, I'm not.
So it's got to be
convinced.
beat here.
It's just whenever there's a gala, I want to put things in drama.
Yeah, but
But yeah, B
they're
tier.
yeah.
B tier.
Go done. Sorry to.
Ringmaster's Secret.
Okay. He's a buffoon.
He's an idiot. He's a total idiot.
Tell me what happens in this book.
He maybe killed a woman's acrobatic trapeze artist parents so that he could pose as her guardian.
Yeah.
And then I guess he was after her money, but that I'm not sure about. She's forced to star in his circus.
Yeah, that's the big one. I think.
And
Oh, he's slowly poisoning, like, the dad or whatever who's in that...
the
old
mom.
folks, the mom.
The
who's
dad
in
is probably actually dead. The mom, he's given, like, memory loss medication to.
Yeah, that's right.
And is making her, like, send him checks.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Nancy and George are kidnapped and thrown on a train. Okay. But...
Is the train gonna crash somewhere? No.
Yeah. I just don't... I don't know what... It was a unhinged book, but I don't think the Ringmaster was very smart.
This is a classic.
Croon was
this
idiotic.
Is also a classic, like, great wild book. What is this villain actually doing? You know?
No, Aragorn, that's coming up. Locks them in a trailer to drive them a short distance away. You're thinking
Of the Renaissance
Queen's
Fair thing.
Court.
Yeah. Don't worry, that's coming.
Oh, that's coming. I have plans for that one.
Oh boy. So, but yeah, Croon's. Yeah, because, like, the mystery revolves around, like, this horse charm or whatever.
She's telling me through passionate DMs that I have
Passionate?
to advocate D for Ringmaster.
It's gotta be, right? Like,
I think so too.
this guy's a fool.
He is a fool. And again, all of the entertaining elements of this are because he's dumb. Like, his number 2 helper throws a baseball at a bunch of horses so slowly that the riders are able to get off the horse and pull their horses down to duck.
That's just a violation of the law of physics. That's not nothing to do with the guy.
I mean,
But you're right. The other guy is an idiot as well. Like,
they're just dumb. They're just dumb.
Yeah. No, I
and
agree.
like classic, if you're gonna be a villain in plain sight,
yeah.
don't be so mean and abusive that everyone hates you and will take any excuse to bring you down. Like,
what really makes me, like, laugh about this kind of plot is I start thinking about it and I'm like, well, if I was going to, like, kidnap a young woman and put her as, like, the star trapeze artist in my circus, of course I would do. And then I'm like, Scott, back up. Why are you doing that in the first place? Why is that even part of a plan that you ever had? What are you doing? Like, oh yeah, someone tried to strangle someone with a souvenir whip as well.
yeah,
well,
which ties them to the circus
and in broad, well, not in broad daylight, but, like, surrounded by other people
in the VIP tent.
Yeah.
Where there's only a handful of people. Yeah,
No. Oh no, this was during
Or
the show.
in the VIP box.
Yes,
Sorry,
box. Yes, correct. Yeah.
I gotta go with D tier.
I'm throwing it in the D tier.
Flower of August, I hear you. But I don't think he was making that much off the dividend checks. It just seems like a lot of effort for not much return.
I mean, I'm not saying we should con old people out of their money, but if you're going to, at least
Oh
target
my
more than one. Like, what are you doing?
Next up is the Scarlet Slipper mystery.
I remember the crux of this one, which, if you'll allow me, Liz, was jewels in a painting.
That's what I remember too. Nancy's kidnapped and left in a car in the woods is another note that I have here. But otherwise, it's the fact that they painted jewels into a painting. Which, points for drama.
Oh, yeah.
Also, there was a lot of dancing. But not by the villains,
Is this the one where Nancy was like...
So
yes, if I recall correct, right, she was teaching at a dance studio, and they were like, oh no, this other person had to drop out. Nancy, you have to do this dance. And she's like, I'll improvise! Or whatever, right? Like, it's nothing to do with the villains, though. I mean, Nancy taught ballet class.
She sure did.
Ah, yes, Nancy got yoked down some steps. I do remember that.
She sure did.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with points for drama.
Yeah.
You know, Crosshair's advocating for it. It's
good.
dramatic.
The thing is, I don't remember the book that well, but, like, if you hit me with those plot points, that's not bad. It's a little insane. It's a little unhinged, but it's Nancy Drew after all. Throw it in there.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay.
Oh, but can you get us started on Dancing Puppet, please?
Can I ever? Guys, we're skipping a few books that we haven't read yet to talk about number 39, The Clue of the Dancing Puppet. I'll just read what Liz has here. Theater. Robot dancer. Cannonball shot put at Nancy's head. Jewels in robot. Stuffed in oven. Like what? Exactly, Ellie Spot as well. Famously the kind of art form that you can improvise within. Okay. What was their action? Okay, this is a theater troupe that's like out in the woods somewhere. And oh man, the diva, oh man. I'm trying to remember some kind of battery patent thing. I don't remember that. But I don't remember a lot about this. One of the actors was clearly like jealous of the others. I feel like they were trying to take over the theater company. I should probably look this up. Oh, hey, maybe I have it over here.
Ooh, do we have Dancing Puppet?
Probably. Oh, damn.
I thought the robot in the oven was Dancing Puppet. That was my memory, but it might be misleading me.
Dancing Puppet. Nancy.
Sorry, not a robot. The puppet was in the oven. I probably wrote robot.
Yeah. The Clue of the Dancing Puppet. I need a...
Jewels in puppet. Oh, the puppet was the robot. The robot was the puppet?
What? Are you okay?
No.
Okay. A mysterious dancing puppet haunts the grounds. Right away.
Drama.
I don't even care what the rest of this book is. Like, honestly. And then yeah, they try to like smash a cannonball into Nancy's head. Amazing. The Footlighter's temperamental leading lady and a Shakespearean actor.
Yep.
She searched the attic for clues. This book is an original text. Oh, okay. Well, that's not very useful, is it?
Yeah, this is one of the rare ones that wasn't revised. Isn't that cool? Fun fact.
Clearly. A phone call from a stranger, a witch-like cackling voice.
The villain does
Life-size
rely on
puppet.
the fact that only trained actors can identify a puppet.
This is, and now that is a lore establishing point in this universe, and I think that's really important that we acknowledge. At no point does anyone say, I'm not an actor and I can tell the difference between real people and puppets. Everyone's like, oh, obviously, of course. Only actors can tell the difference between trained actors and or human beings and puppets. Anyway, it's wild. It's gotta be A tier. It's gotta be A tier.
I would agree.
It's completely unhinged.
We don't have it, hey?
I don't have it.
Damn it.
I know.
Oh,
I
blast.
know. Well,
I was so sure that the end of the story had, like, them searching an apartment, and there was a puppet stuffed in an oven, and it had jewels in it. But Red Juber thinks that there were 2 stories with puppets.
Oh, dancing puppet synopsis. I want a better one, please. I want a better synopsis, please. Not that one. The Nancy Drew Wiki? Out of my way!
Oh, that one's very great,
Oh,
but it doesn't have
not
much.
very good at all.
No. Some of them are very, you can tell which ones are crowd favorites.
How is this not a crowd favorite? This is the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm putting it in points for drama.
Yes.
Because it's dramatic.
Oh, that's Moonstone Castle. What the hell is going on, guys? Fine. Okay.
Next up, we have Moonstone Castle Mystery.
Oh.
Which I remember us loving, but I actually don't remember much about the book itself.
Okay.
I have
what do we remember?
bats in a castle closet.
Not a villain plan, but okay, sure.
Was there a murder moat?
There was a drawbridge that started to come up and they had to like drive over it or whatever.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the
work. Okay.
I feel like the villains were making the castle seem haunted for some reason.
Yeah, what did they want with the castle?
That's a great question.
Oh no, we don't remember.
Come on, Goodreads.
Scott, you've got to fight for this.
I have what?
You loved Moonstone Castle.
I still love it. It gave us our.
You have to fight tooth and nail for this.
All right. And they were annoyed when Ned showed up. I do remember that. That was amazing.
This is the one where Bess wanted to date the tennis instructor.
Hell yeah.
Yes, she did.
Well, it's just a great book in general. Okay. Wolf's Eye Surprise.
Excuse me?
It's what the chapter's called. I don't know what to tell you. Celia, the Moonstone.
Oh,
they were probably trying to steal the new Moonstone, right?
Yeah, Nancy was given a mysterious moonstone. Oh! Railroad Man was in this, and the rail's up on the hospital bed. Oh, they kidnapped someone from the hospital.
What?
Oh my god, so many iconic moments originated in this one.
Yes!
I forgot about Railroad Pete or whatever his name was.
Railroad. I hope it was. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Celia replied, there were several couples in the group. One couple would talk a wealthy elderly woman who had no relatives to look after her into employing them as servants. Okay.
Oh,
and
yeah, was this
and then
the one
rob
with the
them as much as possible. That was the plan.
Wait, what? Sorry, one more time?
I just talk an elderly woman into needing servants and then rob them. How long has this racket been going on? Long before I married Rudy. They learned Mrs. Horton's little granddaughter was being brought there by her other grandparents who were going to Africa. Do you remember this? Like, the grandparents went over to Africa for some reason.
It was convoluted, but relatively sound as a plan. It just wasn't...
Oh, God.
It wasn't particularly dramatic. Except for stealing someone from a hospital. That was dramatic.
I just need somewhat, like... I just need the book to have this actual, like... Oh, man. The fake grandparents, etc. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why? What does it have to do with the castle? That's my question.
I think I would give it B. Brains
All
and
right.
buffoonery.
Brains and buffoonery. Yeah, I can't fight for it if I can't remember it. I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
It's so tragic, though.
Now,
I would reread this.
My vote for this one is going to surprise you.
Oh, boy.
Because the next one is Whistling Bagpipes.
Okay. What happens?
There's a villain organization drugging and murdering sheep.
Okay.
They accidentally drug and murder a dog. Or on purpose, we're not sure. There are bagpipes, and that's how they communicate with each other.
Okay.
They also, I think this is the one where they try to lock Nancy in a suffocation chamber.
Yeah, that sounds right. But at their core, these are three Scottish villains who they're essentially sheep rustlers.
Yeah.
But they're not just... So okay. I don't know what you're going to say, Liz, but
Okay.
I have to say, anyone whose plan revolves around stealing sheep for their wool, but then killing the sheep are absolute fools. Like, the point of a sheep is that you could get multiple coats of wool out of it.
They don't have the money to pay for
sheep.
its food, I guess. I don't know.
Absolutely.
This is the one with Photographie Internationale. Exactly.
Unreal.
I actually vote S tier for this. Because
I guess it's a good plan.
Crosshair's also voting for S tier. I feel that this was a plan that, look, it's unhinged and it's barbaric. However, it was actually working. The only thing that brought it to an end was Nancy coming over to Scotland for a completely unrelated issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just so happens that they had murdered Nancy's relative's dog. And that's how the two mysteries got tied together. But there were fires that they had to put out with fire brooms.
I do remember that. It's a good time.
I think they tried to push their car into a lake, a loch, a few times.
A couple times, I think.
Couple times.
And then, I think the stuck in a ruin, we think that's the suffocation chamber business.
Yep.
So, I believe there was you'll be solving a mystery, Mr. Drew says. The mystery of a missing heirloom. An heirloom of great value was supposed to come to you, but it has been mislaid or lost. So, she was there for... It might, but, the heirloom might have been stolen when they killed the dog. I think it's essentially unrelated to their sheep wrestling.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. So their sheep wrestling thing was, pretty solid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's why I would vote with S tier.
I mean, it's goddamn unhinged.
It really is unhinged, but...
I'm just going to read this that I found near the end of the book.
Oh, no.
Within a few seconds, George began to report what she was seeing through the binoculars. Those 4 men have some kind of guns and are spraying the sheep. Oh, no.
I mean...
They were dragging the motionless sheep onto the truck. It's insanity. Yeah, throw it an S tier. It's great. I'm furious, but, that's
You are right to be furious. You are right to be furious. All right, we only have 5 left.
Okay.
This one should be relatively easy. Crooked Banister. The only thing I remember about it is the robot.
Yes, that someone makes I'm pretty sure I didn't read this with you.
I think I'm gonna have to vote for C tier because I don't remember anything about this one. But I know that we read it because Nancy fainted in the arms of a robot.
You wrote poisoned paintings.
Oh yeah, there were poisoned paintings.
What the hell do you mean?
I don't know. Poison was painted into a painting.
Were they coated in poison so that if you touch the painting you die?
I guess.
That's insane. Paintings are famously things you don't touch. They're not scratch and sniff.
Maybe it was an inhale thing. I don't know.
Just use paint.
Anyway, if no one's gonna fight for this one, I'm putting it in Yawn Burger. Because if you can't make a robot and a hot pink cover exciting, then I don't even know what to tell you.
Fair. But yeah, Crosshair, if someone had made a robot, maybe this has to do with a battery patent business. I don't know. I throw it in C tier.
C tier unless someone fights for it. Get out of here.
Gone.
Banister. Next. Here we go. Phantom of Venice.
Oh, okay. What was the actual villain, though? Hey! Thanks, Super Dylan.
Super Dylan, thank you so much.
Big hearts, big ups. Happy 2024. Okay. What is... Hello! Oh. What is the actual villainry here? They're trying to take over a glass-blowing operation?
They kidnap a glass-blowing artisan. First of all,
I mean,
they're a group of diamond smugglers called Diamante, for one thing.
That's disgusting.
Which the wiki reminded me of, and I was like, excuse me, that's the name of your... run by Katrina, who was staying at the, villa.
Yeah, okay.
And I believe she was flirting with Mr. Drew, wasn't she?
I mean, all the best villains
and I was like,
with Mr.
nice.
Drew, because they know what's up.
Yeah, this is when someone's father fell, or was he shot in a canal, but he wasn't actually dead. He was actually the Phantom of Venice.
Yeah. Was he dead? Yeah, he's the Phantom of Venice, okay.
Johnny makes sexual advances to Nancy. There's a blackout.
He's a cad, but I don't think he's part of the villain.
He is, because in the end, he wants the diamonds for himself.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
He shows up in the final thing with Dawn Anderson.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds American enough.
They basically go to during a party. There's a blackout. They steal a Fabergé egg. Then they kidnap the artisan, and they don't actually murder Rolf Egan, the artist. He was the Phantom of Venice because he was alive.
Right. And I remember the artist had written you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, because the point is you have to crack the Fabergé,
crack open the egg,
or whatever, find some shit inside it, probably a diamond. Okay.
Katrina had her shit under control.
Absolutely.
Johnny
ruined
everything.
What an idiot.
With his existence.
Yeah.
By making sexual advances to Nancy, He got the
Oh,
attention.
son.
He got the attention of an amateur detective.
Yeah.
He could have just left her alone, and maybe she wouldn't have found him sus.
Or when
Oh
he
my
found
God.
out, he could have left her alone. But this has got to be S tier, right? Like,
Oh God, I don't know.
I think so. Like,
Is it a good plan? Because it's all over the place.
yeah, but well, it's a. I think the plan was good because they wanted to. Oh fuck! Why
They
did
failed
steal...
to kill Rolf, which was a big
That's unfortunate.
mistake.
That is unfortunate.
Although he did do a lot of distracting by being a phantom for some stupid reason.
Yeah. So, because when I get shot, the first thing I do is like haunt the place that I got shot in for some reason, as opposed to like going into witness protection or whatever.
Truth.
Oh man.
Like,
Okay, at least points for drama. It's gotta be. It's gotta
definitely points for drama.
be. Okay. Points for drama.
Points for drama.
Put it in there. Just clack it right in there. You're thinking lower, Liz.
It was foiled because they caught the attention of Nancy. Would it have been foiled otherwise? Maybe not.
The book, from what I remember, made a pretty big play for the Italian police force being pretty incompetent.
They were incompetent. However, you know who was also incompetent? Rolf Egan, the Phantom of Venice.
Rolf.
Eventually, I think their biggest mistake was not killing him, was not succeeding in killing him.
Points for drama.
Because
shoot
eventually
him on a
he would have been
gondola.
like, by the way, I'm still alive. Like, he would have stopped his stupid masquerade.
Would he
Paper
though?
faces
Because
on
he
parade.
hadn't yet, for some reason.
You're right. It's true.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he even like went and haunted his daughter's room.
That's why
the daughter who was like, "You're dead, right?"
he
And
was
he's
trying
like,
to be like,
"Ooh."
I'm alive.
But like literally just go to her. Like, why is everyone so stupid in this book? I throw it in A tier. Honestly, drama, Italy, drama.
But then the actual criminal organization was sound. It was Rolf. The biggest criminal error was not killing Rolf. Or Jenny.
Yeah, well, that's not as
Oh, Sab, where do you think it should go? Should it go?
Shooting someone and having them not die is not a mistake. Like that's not.
They should have made sure he was actually dead.
Yes.
Because we will be coming up to a book where someone did make sure they were dead.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds very exciting.
Wherever Osab says it should go, it will go.
Damn.
I have spoken.
Okay. We might be waiting a while. You never.
That's okay.
You
we'll
never know.
We'll move on to the next one. Osab, we will wait to hear your judgment. The next one is A Crime in Queen's Court.
Oh, amazing book. Okay. All right. So, this is the one with the Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things. There's a crossbow. Someone tries to assassinate Nancy with like a crossbow shot or some shit. They're sabotaging the Queen of England's litter so that she falls down.
They sabotaged Juliet's balcony so she fell.
Yeah.
Osab
Juliet
done. It's going in A. Boom.
done. Love that.
Woo!
Okay. But yeah, and the villain was revealed to be the elbow patch wearing historian guy.
Yeah.
Who also then he locks Nancy in George and Bess, all of them I think, in a trailer,
so.
and
then
drives them a
drives
short
them
distance away.
Yeah.
But is he trying to get the thing shut down?
This is the problem. I don't know why he was doing what he was doing. I just remember how he was doing
He was
it.
kind of, I think he must have been pissed at the brains of the organization, right?
Yeah. Oh, what's his face?
Well, because this was also the book where famously there was a competing Renaissance fair in town.
A high-tech
and it was
Renaissance fair.
this isn't.
Oh, can we? We
Yes,
have the
we
book. Can
definitely
we refer to his villain monologue? Because he definitely makes one.
Can I?
I do have to say, the short distance trailer kidnapping is idiotic, but I really appreciate the drama. He writes threatening sonnets, for God's sake.
It's pretty exciting.
And they're terrible.
There's Scotaire.
Oh, Scotaire.
What
Oh
else
yeah,
is
they
there?
swap out fake weapons for real weapons.
Yep.
Very true. They try to get some stabbing done. I know, Dylan, I wish I got some threatening sonnets too. It really just adds an extra flair of elegance, you know,
So
in this. Okay.
so he
Here we go.
might have been trying to frame Scotaire, the guy who owns the thing. I
Okay.
actually don't remember. However, in this Renaissance festival or Shakespearean festival, they had borrowed costumes.
Oh, yes! It all comes down to the jewels!
There were some jewels in amongst the jewelry that were real, not fake, and he was trying to steal them.
Okay.
This is convoluted, dramatic insanity for some jewels. He could have just taken them.
Okay.
And instead he was like, I'll kill people, I'll sabotage things, I'll like... Exactly, Super Dylan.
So it's either good drama or it's idiotic drama. Oh boy.
I mean...
I'm me threatening sonnets anymore. It's either A or D.
The problem is there's... It's definitely drama, but it's really dumb. Like, everything.
It is dumb.
Why are people
But
dying?
I was having
Not
so
dying,
much
but,
fun with this book because of how the villain was acting.
I don't think he originally set out to hurt people. He damaged the weapon rack in Martine's litter to get the jewels.
What?
When he loosened the screws on the balcony and switched the rapiers, he was trying to draw T-Peel's attention away from the jewels. Blah, blah, blah. Once we started wearing the real pieces...
The rear piece? Jeez.
Real pieces, Josh had to start all over again. That's why he tried to take the brooch from Martine's neck by strangling her. What? Like, what? It's just so silly. He wants to have a medieval fair here next year at the same time that we have the festival. That's something else entirely.
Yeah, Osop's saying, he did his best. He could have just taken them rather than trying to get the show shut down so he could just take them. This is tough. This is a tough one.
This feels unscrewing screws on a balcony so that a woman plunges to her death to distract people from jewels that you could probably just take.
But apparently he wasn't trying to hurt anyone, don't forget.
Right, because he's an idiot. That feels on par to me with, like, hey kid, take this quarter and go run over that girl. I bet that'll stop her. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
amateur sleuth meets amateur crook. Okay.
It's amateur hour.
All right, very well. We will give this D tier. Here we go. There it is.
We have to now do a separate... We should have done a ranking for actual quality of the book, by the way. We shouldn't
No.
This is insanity. Okay, great. Done. All right, here we go.
I mean, we could do that.
Well, at some point.
2025, once we've read another 5 books.
One book, really, at the rate we read them. Anyway, yes, okay.
Trouble at Lake Tahoe.
I mean... right?
Okay. She...
What's her plan? What does she want?
So she is Katie Cobb's faux friend.
Mm-hmm.
She sabotaged her so she could win the trick competition.
Oh, hi, Ripley.
Multiple attempts to sabotage and injure her. She tried to frame some radical environmentalists. She tried to run
good villains to frame
the 3 friends over with a car. She sets Nancy and Katie adrift in a sinking dinghy after drugging them. Now, unfortunately, most of the water skiing competitions of Lake Tahoe are filmed by Mr. Cobb.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of her stuff was caught on camera. And also, fun fact, medals and awards can be taken away from you if you are linked to attempted murder.
Yeah.
So I don't really know... She was not thinking long term.
No. That's the thing here. This is not a crime. It's obviously a crime. Let me rephrase that.
Area man.
This is a crime of passion, not a pre-planned, premeditated business. Like, in the Agatha Christie novel, it usually starts off by being like, it was a violent crime of passion, see? And then eventually Hercule Poirot's like, actually, it's staged to look like that, but clearly they thought it out in advance.
Yeah.
What's her name? Old gum smacking whatever her name is. Did
not
think about... Not Veruca Salt. Did not think this through at all.
No. I do appreciate... We don't get many villains who have passion as their motives. There was that one that wanted revenge on Mr. Drew, but most of them are just after money or jewels.
Money. She is after essentially.
She wants a win.
She wants a win against her.
To get it.
Exactly. She will commit multiple manslaughter to get it for no reason. I would put her in A or B tier.
What's dramatic though? I don't know about the drama.
You're an actor. What do you mean? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, what about her plan is dramatic?
Oh.
Because most of it's not, well, yeah, because just Katie tumbling, it's not, I don't know how dramatic it was, really, personally.
It is, yeah, it's just it's a pretty wild plan to be like, I know, I'll take out my biggest competition by causing her to die in a fiery crash.
That is pretty,
why?
Pretty dramatic. You know what would have really, like, tipped her plan into drama territory for me? Is if she had set Nancy and Katie adrift and then hired someone to wear a Katie wig and compete as Katie.
But terribly.
And terribly.
That's so good.
That would have been, like, a little extra. I'm missing the impersonation, you know? I'm missing the, like, the little extra
because
flavor.
It's not premeditated.
But it is. Some of it is.
Not really, though. Like, I mean,
she's writing notes using the environmentalist stationery.
Yeah, she
like
dropped
snuck into their
pink glove or something, right? Wild.
Poorly executed.
I would say B. It's a bit of pizza, a bit of pizzazzo. B. I don't think it's a C tier.
I did appreciate that she got really far without being discovered.
Yes.
And it was a very small thing that had Nancy suspect her.
Yes.
And in fact, not until it was too late and she'd already been drugged. So,
yeah.
Boom.
I just, like, you can't put her in this. Yeah, you can't put her in the same tier as people who actually accomplished their goals.
That's fair.
Or tried to.
Now the last one, this one almost doesn't deserve to be ranked with the others because it's following its own rules.
Well, it should have its own category, but all right, let's see where we end up anyway.
Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, Super Mystery, Tropic of Fear. This is when they go to Hawaii and someone dies in a lava explosion.
Unreal. What are they there doing? Stealing from museums, I think, right?
Yeah, they're stealing from museums.
Already amazing.
Someone fully gets shot, actually shot. One of the Hardy Boys gets seduced by a sexy lady and then drugged.
Not bad.
They're blackmailing a hotel owner who has an ulcer.
Yeah, because she's in debt. Somehow running a hotel in Hawaii in the 90s isn't profitable, and I don't understand what you're doing wrong. That feels like printing money! In the 90s.
Yeah, there's a huge crime syndicate in this one.
I literally opened it and it says, "Doc," she yelled, pushing George down and falling next to her. There was a soft spit from a silenced mufflered gun, and the windshield of the car next to them shattered. He's after us!
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
It's like a full-on... So, the regular Nancy Drew books don't really deal with guns. You can tell this is a Hardy Boys book because all of a sudden guns are everywhere.
There's guns, yeah.
And volcanoes. People burning to death.
Yeah.
I would put this one in S because it's a full-scale operation that's going decently well.
Yeah.
And then our protagonists come in and kind of bumble into the answer.
Yeah. Also, you can also tell it's maybe not a Hardy Boys, but it's part of a different brand because Carson Drew is like fully just with the woman who owns the hotel.
That's right.
And then Nancy has to be like, "Dad, she's a criminal." And he's like, "No, she's not a criminal. She's just misunderstood." Like, it's a whole thing. She has an ulcer.
I mean, I guess that's relevant.
But yeah, where is it?
It does rely on an unpredictable natural event to complete the crime. It's true that the volcano... Wait, the volcano completed a crime? Hold on. Wait, what? Really? What?
The volcano...
Well, the volcano killed the
someone,
main...
yeah.
Well, they tried to kill the teens. But
Yes.
then it also ended up killing the Capitan.
Joe lowered himself into the dark, empty tube. Immediately heard footsteps. He
Oh
took
my
off
God.
after Tonga and was gaining as they ran uphill in the semi-darkness. Then Joe heard a new sound, a sizzling, bubbling sound. There was a hideous scream and a long hiss.
Oh my
The next
God.
thing Joe knew, a stream of orange lava was coming around the bend, heading straight for him. Not stopping to think about Rami Tanga's grisly end. Turner ran for his life.
Rami Tanga.
Joe nodded. "I'm all right, but Tanga, a lava flow got him."
God damn this book.
Pele's had her revenge, Luke said solemnly.
Wow.
It's pretty exciting.
Boy.
It's pretty
It's
exciting.
true. Relying on a volcano to kill your witnesses is dramatic.
I think they just got, like...
There are easier ways to do... This is true.
I just think, like,
Of all the epitaphs.
seriously. The lava got him.
God damn.
I just like, I don't know. It was working. Like, yes, they were foiled by teens, but like there were 6 of them. Normally, there's only 3.
That's
and
true.
No offense, Bess doesn't often contribute to the outcome.
She would have been shopping up a storm.
She was. I'm sure she was.
I love her. I love Bess.
I mean, I'm tempted to put it in S tier, honestly.
Well, we have a vote for C because they rely on a volcano. Crosshair votes S. It's not that dramatic, so I don't think it's A. It's definitely not boring.
They were using...
And they're doing more than paying a child 25 cents to run Nancy over with a skateboard.
They're stealing artifacts from museums.
Yeah.
And like
double
icing
plot armor.
fools in parking garages. It's amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, all right, you're convincing me.
Yay!
Your passion is
S tier.
S tier. All right, here we go.
Also, they're all in a Jeep and someone rams them off the side of a mountain.
Oh yeah, that
They
was awesome.
Didn't die.
It was
but,
like hanging off the side of the mountain or something. Oh, you're right. That's pretty badass. Okay.
no
fine.
idea why, but like
I do appreciate that their attempts to eliminate the kids, with the exception of the volcano, are like well, in fact, the volcano also would have been pretty permanent
and horrible.
if it had worked.
Well, nature got its revenge.
It's true.
Yay! S tier.
Hey, look at this. You know, the rankings aren't
actually-
not even. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
Not bad, actually.
Not bad.
All right, what do we have in S tier? Objectively perfect plans thwarted by Nancy's main character syndrome.
We have Lilac Inn, Ski Jump,
Oh god.
Whistling Bagpipes, and Fear. Like Tropic of Fear. Like
Tropic of Fear.
Tropic of Fear.
Okay, I mean, I have to say these are a pretty wild assortment of things that are in the same tier, but I'll allow it, I guess.
Drama. Hidden Staircase, Broken Locket, Wooden Lady, Scarlet Slippers, Dancing Puppet, and Phantom of Venice.
A lot of people doing good criminal work with a flair for the dramatic. Pretty good. Pretty fun stuff.
Equal parts brains and buffoonery, evilly neutral. That one is Old Clock. We've got Bungalow Mystery. We've got Redgate Farm. We got Whispering Statue, Velvet Mask, Moonstone Castle, and Lake Tahoe. Yawn Burger with a Side of Snores, Shadow Ranch,
Yeah, I don't
Mysterious Letter, Crooked Banister.
I don't think I was there for those.
And then D tier, paying a child 25 cents to run Nancy over with a skateboard. We remember you, but for the wrong reasons, villain.
Yeah.
Up your game next time. Tapping Heels,
Oof.
Brass-Bound Trunk, Ringmaster's Secret, and Crime in Queen's Court.
Went in the D tier, Ellie Spot, because that man is an absolute dunce.
Even all of the drama couldn't save his plan.
Well,
it wasn't a good plan.
I'm not saying it's a problem with this tier list business, but like,
How dare you?
well, no, it's just I like what we're doing, but it is I find it very difficult to separate. Holy crap! I really liked this book. It was unhinged in the best way. Versus, okay, the villains actually had a good shot at doing a good job, but they messed it up.
But I thought that would make for a more interesting
Oh yeah,
debate than how enjoyable the books are.
sure.
I think because this was a lot of fun. The like, okay, well, I think that this crime syndicate actually had like a good racket going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ripley.
man.
Ripley, do you want to be on stream for a second?
Come on, Ripley. I'm downloading the list.
Yay! Oh, fair list. Oy, oy, oy. Well,
My
everyone.
image.
I mean, pretty wild.
Here we go. It's going in Discord.
I mean, pretty wild stuff, guys.
Hooray! Now everyone can look at it to their heart's content.
Excellent. I'm glad everyone thinks it's a fair list. It's been pretty fun. I mean, just insanity, really. Right? Little floof?
Fluffy.
Mwah. Yeah, I think that's the thing, Ellie Spot, is that, like, I mean, honestly, I would also highly recommend Brass-Bound Trunk, just for the wrong reasons. Like, you have to read it.
This is true.
It just sucks. You know what I mean? there's like anyway, no, but you're right. Like any villain plan that's that unhinged, they right to the top.
This is it.
I do appreciate a lot of our favorites are S, A, and D.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Moonstone is an outlier for me, but I do agree. I don't actually remember anything the villains were doing in there. But like, that's a bit of an outlier. Some of our
best banter was also from Moonstone.
Moonstone was a huge highlight. That is a lot of books.
It is a lot of books.
What, 20-ish?
I think it was 24.
24 books?
And I will also say, Lake Tahoe, much better than where we ranked it. It was a fun book.
Yeah.
All over the place, but it was a good time. Yeah.
A good time. Like, not a long time, We're gonna have to, at some point, we're gonna have to do a, like, we'll just randomly, like, pair them up, and we'll do, like, a head-to-head showdown.
Oh my god, yes!
And then, at that point, we're gonna have some real arguments, because, like, it's gonna be Moonstone
versus
v. Lilac Inn,
and we'll both fight to the death,
exactly. Fight to the death.
That's it for us for streams today. It went longer than our typical hour, but thank you all for tuning in. As mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there will not be Drew Crew for a few weeks, a handful of weeks, which is why we did this, because the next book we're starting is the Flying Saucer Mystery, and we didn't feel it was fair to leave a lengthy hiatus. So we'll be starting this in
early February. Nailed it.
Ooh, yeah, I think we can probably VOD this episode. God, it's been a long time.
You just haven't uploaded a video, but it's very,
Yeah, I'll just export that business.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
NBD,
right.
The perfume caper George got kidnapped on a train. I don't remember.
The perfume caper, I believe, was Shadow Ranch.
Oh, yeah. That does sound right, doesn't it? Whoops.
I believe
apparently it's
Shadow
a yawn burger. My apologies. Yawn burger. I just don't remember. Hey, that was a lot of fun.
But a couple of things are happening tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we're continuing Saga. Oh, that's not here. There it is. Yoink.
Ooh.
Continuing the discussion. Then
at 2 p.m. Eastern, it's a return to RPG Clinic.
Oh no, it's not. Oh my god.
My apologies. Yeah, basically, at least, but it's a return to RPG Clinic with another new episode of Montreal by Moonlight, our Werewolf 5th edition campaign. We had a big old kaboom at the end of last session, so to speak, and we're excited to get back to it. So join us for that, please, because we want to get back to werewolfing, that is. I don't know.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Crosshair, for your mad moddage. I don't know what book it was with the perfume, but I'll keep thinking about it.
I'm just gonna Google Nancy Drew perfume.
It wasn't Shadow Ranch.
I'll do it right now.
Okay.
I'm doing it right now.
Cool beans. So I guess we'll wait.
Because it's possible you read another one that you don't remember.
No, because when I was skimming through the synopses, I did come across one that mentioned perfume. I don't think I missed it.
The Secret of Redgate Farm.
Oh, it was Redgate Farm. Okay, I lumped those two together.
Were they making... Oh, the very first thing that happens, they meet a perfume saleswoman.
Right.
Who is reluctant to sell a particular fragrance to Bess. And I think it's probably because...
And then someone, like, whispers a code word or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they have perfume. Yeah, that's how
Counterfeit
they pass
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. This volume also serves to further develop the Bess and George characters and their affectionate, yet sometimes antagonistic relationship.
Yeah.
George is bitten by a snake. Anyway, good times.
Jeez. Well, everybody, have a swell rest of your day or weekend if we don't see you tomorrow. Catch you on the flippity floppity.
Pieces. Bye.
Bye.